I'm teach Uganda Zau. Mazima. Yo, my good people, what's up? Dut Jessino right here with you. I'm a spoken word poet, an advocate for refugees, and a human being as well. It was a great pleasure being hosted at ARTSY.
ARTSY is a web series / podcast where we're having conversations with creative artists, talking about their art form, their life's experiences, and social issues as pertaining to the art. We are redefining the arts, producing knowledge on different art forms, and also in turn fostering a community of creative artists.
Tujaza bakabiwa never conversation osobola omanya n'okuyiga ye intention atiwali talina recognition gataba vubuka abamukola tulina mission.
Okay, I have to ask you, do you eat Rolex?
Honestly, Rolex is the best street food in Kampala because climate change.
Oh, okay. Explain.
Because you'll find Rolex anytime, any moment, any minute. You're from the club, find on the streets, right? It's what's helping the university students. So Rolex are still a lot of people.
Yeah.
The hustlers.
Yeah.
A big shout out to the Rolex.
Big shout out.
Kampala is good. The art form is okay. You know, I've been in this city for like, I don't know, I came in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like to start staying. But then I've been coming once in a while, but like in 2015, 16, you understand? So, but then now coming to permanently stay in Kampala from 2017 to now, and the journey has been good. And then coming to the art form, all I have to say is the art form is okay. At least you guys are at least up there, not
Really?
yeah, you guys are okay because compared to other countries, because I've been to Kigali, then definitely my country. I've also been to Kenya, right? So they say two ends are better than one. When I say it is better, I talk about the unity in the art form, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you know, the unity, how people embrace you.
Okay.
From South Sudan, right? When I started my spoken word in Kampala here, you understand? They never said, well, in Sudan, they prioritize it, right? And you have seen prolific poets such as Mitch, their what?
Their productions, yeah.
Yeah, in the events, yeah. A lot of people, echo minds, Landu Poetry House. So that really shows that Kampala is okay, a good city. I can see the theater of dreams. But when it comes to you as an artist, be present. With all these events happening, are you always there?
Okay.
There is power in being present, you understand? Dating back when I started my debut performance in 2022, it was an event organized by Echo Mind.
Okay.
The only female poetry group in Uganda. The likes of Ima, Midnight All, Caroline,
Yeah.
such beautiful role models. You know, like, you know the reason why they say mothers are the head of nation. We say, when did Uganda get high in things? Because, you know, mothers do everything to make sure they're always like bridges to the theater of dreams. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2022, one of my child friends called Mood Simon, he's a poet.
Okay.
Yeah. Grew up with him in Western Uganda. He was working with poetry session of Uganda and all these other poets. But then I was still in high school. Like I was like in junior 6, right? So when I came across that poster, and then I was like, yo, bro, what's up? I'd like to be part of this. And like, okay, you can come to like find us at the National Theatre. We were going to New Year Mango. Like, yeah, for that, it was like end of year poetry event.
Okay.
There were so many nationalities from Canada, West Africa, Kenya, and then West Indies, and South Sudan, but it was the only one. But then, like, I was passionate about this art, and I'm like, yo, let me be there. Like, I reached out, and then it's like, okay, come through. I had to get my judge from Entebbe to Chira, where the event was.
Let's talk about your poetry. What is the focus of your poetry? What is the theme? Because we know like artists can talk about all issues, poets have different areas of interest. What is yours?
Oh, thank you. That is a logical question. like one of my favorite inflational icons, James Baldwin said that poets are like catalysts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in times of change, or in times of in a sense, or in times of any happenings that need change, poets are there to articulate the change.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm.
So I'm a type of poet that is flexible. Talk about romance, I'm there. Talk about justice, I'm there. Talk about mental health, I'm there. You get. But then I had to now make what we call branding. Right? Then I had to put myself in a place of social issues.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because where I come from, growing up, I grew up in there situations that I shouldn't keep quiet. You understand? Because sometimes I was through that, but then the atrocities are still happening. You understand? So I'm like, things like love, other things can wait. But then I just want to use my art or my capability to air out human grievances.
Yeah.
Because there are so many atrocities happening in the world, right? Should we keep quiet in the face of impunity? No.
No.
Right?
Mm.
So like at some point, biblical people talk about prophets, right?
Yeah.
Oftentimes when I'm in poetry spaces, events, after my performance, a lot of people reach out and like, yo, Jessino, that was so good. That was my story. You understand? So, and I'm like someone that is talking about issues affecting the society.
Yeah.
Refugees, because if you're one of the people that came to me to the manifest, a lot of people like, thank you for talking about Congo, thanks for talking about Sudan, thanks for talking about Palestine, thanks for talking about, you get, like, what you should do as a poet is do what you can, see that the world hears what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
That is saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because be the change, you start with you.
Yeah.
So like my art is just, as poets or as writers or as authors, we are limited, we are inevitable. You understand?
Mm.
And then life is all about doing what you can with what you have to live a scale better than we found.
Absolutely.
You understand? So now, me talking about refugees, me talking about people that are going through shit, is getting back where I came from, right?
Yeah.
Growing up as a refugee, born in Kenya, you understand? And then now coming to Uganda, and then also seeing my fellow South Sudanese going through shit. You get Congolese and a lot of people. That's why I say Uganda is out, because these are all the generous people, hospitable, right? So oftentimes when we talk about these issues, people are like, why are you talking about this if you're in a better place? I'm not in a better place. What affects the other also affects me.
Yeah.
I was once there.
Yeah.
So I know what it means to be in a dark time. So the goal is to be the light house for people trapped in the dark. That's what my art is. Because last time I told you, poetry is like the foundation of life.
I think it's great and really, really the role of an artist to talk about the issues that, especially those that people might shy from, but there's like imperialist sponsored wars are happening, and of course also happening in your country, South Sudan. Do you feel though the weight, some kind of pressure, even if you want to do it? Do you feel like the pressure of being the voice? Do you feel like I'm a representation of South Sudan and whatever I do, it must reflect, everything? Do you get that pressure sometimes that artists, I think, get, that it can become overwhelming?
So, coming to that, that countries are the top parts of millions, right? At least in a scale of 1 to 10, about 8 out of 10 families have lost someone in the liberation struggle, right? Some of them, one of my first one was called Children of Displacement, right? Whereby this country has robbed us of millions. You get, just like I said, there's no one in South Sudan that can say they haven't lost anybody to war. You understand? But then it was for the better. But then, as our forefathers were fighting for this nation, most of us were in refugee camps. Most of us were in foreign countries, in foreign lands, okay? Yeah, so, but then, our forefathers' hopes have always been, the next generation will continue the struggle with pens and papers and not guns.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm living to the expectation. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have to change the narrative. Many of us grew up in houses full of guns, but my goal is to change the narrative by making sure those standing after me grow up in the house full of books. Then we have to change the narrative, right? South Sudan has been labeled as a war-ravaged, a war zone, because it was ravaged by civil wars. Understand? But then, as young generation, what are we doing to change that narrative?
Yeah.
The thing was the only country that went to the Olympics in basketball.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So honestly, like as young people, we do all we can. At least, okay, the scars may be visible, but we are trying to change the narrative, right? You say there's nothing such. I believe that there's nothing such as impossible, because you, me, we are agents of change.
Right. I saw you perform, and one of your pieces, I think that the thing that it does that's important, and we were talking about it earlier, is connect the struggles. So yes, you talk about South Sudan, which is your country, and what's happening and the war there, and just bring these issues to light. But you also talk about Congo, you also talk about Yemen, you also talk about Palestine. Why is it important for you to make those connections and speak about? Because again, it may be like, well, I'm a South Sudan artist, so I'm going to talk about what is at home, and that's my purpose. I have to keep talking about it. But why is it important for you to also talk about what's happening elsewhere and kind of connect those struggles?
Sometimes it's the same question people ask me, what do you talk about Gaza? What do you talk about Palestine? Well, let's say like what the human rights festival and so on. Like that piece was powerful. Thanks for speaking about Congo. Thanks for speaking about Gaza. But come on, you're not from there. And I'm like, I don't need to be from there. We are all humans.
Right.
Right. So if I don't do that, I'm just doing what I can to see that I live in a space better than I found it.
Right.
Because believe me, there were people before us that were agents of change.
Right.
That were poets, right? That were advocates, right? But then people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, right? They did all they could and then left. So we are also just trying to do what we can to see that we work.
Keep on the work.
Yeah. You understand?
I don't want to push you in a fix, so if you have more than one, it's okay. But who are your favorite Ugandan artists? Who have you been like, okay, this one I really like, this one I'm consuming? And it could be poets, it could be musicians, it could be anyone. What Ugandan art are you enjoying? Have you enjoyed it since you've been here, but especially since 2022 when you've actually gone into actively the art space?
Thanks for that. Then coming to poetry, like I just have to say is all these poets are just exceptional. It's have to know that they're just exceptional. And sometimes it's not how someone's doing on the stage.
Right.
You say beauty is not eternal, right? Beauty is not physical, right? All I can say is I'm going to talk about even their personalities. So in the poetic scene, a few poets that are loved, because sometimes there's always going to be that favorite person.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I can talk about Geoff the poet.
Okay.
Yeah, Geoff the poet is one of the guys. When I made my debut performance in 2022, met him, I thought he was just some random person. We had eloquent, just, you understand? So, and then when I started chatting with him, I found him in the game, right? But then he has been like a brother to me. Every time, like, every poem I write, I'm the same to him.
Okay.
Like, yo, this guy's too good, he's good. But then, guy is so good, guy's okay, he's just, and then one of the things that happened is, when I started with him, early this year we represented our countries in the East African Poetic Hour. He represented Uganda.
Okay.
He represented South Sudan.
Yeah,
So
let's go.
it's really awesome. And then talking about someone we've been looking up to, Jason Intaro.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the guys I started way back, but then he's the mentor to us.
Okay.
Good. He's a good poet. He does everything. He's just like a role model. So I started with emulating him now and doing our own thing.
Yeah.
So, and then Mechi, you also know.
Mechi Savidi.
Yeah, Mechi is one of the guys that really, is like a role model to me. Because, when I started, I didn't believe in myself. But he has been in the spaces I used to perform in. And like, you know what? You're okay, you're good to go, but Teresa been to it on. I'm like, it's your thing.
Yeah.
But then in a poetic scene, it is always hard to get someone that is paid for with you.
Right.
Sometimes people are going to say, well, you're good. And then Let me tell you the bad side of, you know, about learning in the graduate process.
Right.
You understand? Yeah. So, and then the other poets, like Aima, my favorite female poet.
Okay.
Yeah, Midnight Owl. Lady with the Pure Heart. Lakel, the winner of the East African Poetic Hour.
Okay.
Yeah, she's such a prolific poet. You understand? So such people, you know, when you're around such people, you know, they say eagles fly with eagles, right? Massive shout out to the Ugandans. And yeah, the list is infinity. Like,
Yeah.
it's infinity.
All of them.
Kate Muganza. Just very many of them. Mercedes Benz. My favorite female lady, Mercedes Benz, is the winner of the she's the first runner up of the East African Poetic Award 2022. Yeah, 2023, I mean. So
Yeah.
the list is beyond. And then coming to music, you know, the music in this country is Afrocentric.
Okay.
So people singing their languages, people singing Luganda, people singing in their language, which is okay. But sometimes, like we are still trying to break off from the colonial chain, right? But then why do people see pride in singing in English? I would buy a song sung in Luganda even if I'm not understanding. Okay, I know Luganda.
Yeah.
But then I would buy a song sung in another language because I know that is my fellow African language.
Yeah.
But then people sometimes are battling from what we call inferiority complex, whereby if you have not sung a song or you have not written a poem in a white man's language, you are low. No. What's that?
Yeah.
So it makes no sense. Growing up, one of my favorite artists was a radio. When you saw the rest in thing. You know, we had a very big radio cassette in our house. And then our neighbors used to have the cassettes, right? So I was in Western Uganda, I was singing. So we used to listen to the song, do that, all that and stuff, you get. And he used to sing in Uganda and English, right?
Right. And the Soga,
Yeah. So, but then I didn't know the language, but I was writing the song.
Yeah.
Understand? So, it's one of my favorites. And then now coming to the modern artists of these days, we have so many of them, right? Talk about like Fit from Michael. Okay, let me go. Jose Communion, who started way back. Used to when you listen to this song when I was in South Sudan, right? A lot of them. You get.
Okay.
So, and then Asta Willison is always singing songs of emancipation, freedom, healing yourself. But the other story that is healing you get from this faithful means you can also from grassroots.
Yeah, right.
But there's so many of them. Now we have modern folks like Alienski. Uganda is up, everyone is using their vibe, you know. You get.
Yeah.
I just love the fun part, you know. And then the ladies talk about people like Cindy, Shiba, Winnie Nwajin. Everybody's just
you're vibing to this Uganda music.
you know, that's
Yeah. Okay, listen, dude, you're on fire. I feel like for someone who got into the space actively in 2022, you're doing so amazing. Your work, your pen is sharp. Your performances are great. You're talking about the issues. You're actually present. You're showing up to the art spaces. What are your dreams for the future, for yourself, for your people, for the world? What do you dream of? Because part of artistry, to be an artist, is also to dream. You know, yeah. So
growth is something that is really growth is very important because no one will be comfortable being in the same position. You know, one of the best things I like in Ugandan school is people say, how coincident that of eating beans and push at school, right? But then you're literally going to be eating beans from senior to senior. You understand? So, honestly, you know, sometimes, you know, your vision has to be clear, or you have set goals.
Yeah.
Understand? So, oftentimes, sitting back and then seeing, because many people always tell me, your graph is exponentially increasing. And you slow, you get.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? It's something I'm passionate. I know the set goals, right? So, like, I have big dreams because as writers, as poets, any person that is in an art form, you get. What they should know is we are limited. We are in everyone. We should do all we can with what we have here in this kid than so on. Because we are dreamers. But then you don't just dream. As a dreamer, you're also a doer. Okay. So I believe like what we are doing behind the scenes, we are making sure the bridge was passed to us by those that came before us. So one of my biggest dreams is to make sure I do something for the art form, right?
Okay.
Massive shout out to the Ugandans. When I did my first poetry show in August for tongue and tones, featuring South Sudanese, and then a few Ugandans, right? They came through. That's also one of the way of doing something for the art form. Because why? When I give them the platform, people will see them and then also give them what opportunity.
Absolutely.
I'm organizing something with one of my colleagues, author Biar John, and then author Odong Alan. That's like the power of collaboration. You get? The goal is to collaborate with people that are in this art form. These are authors. I'm a spoken word poet, right? Collaborate with them and make sure you pass on the whatever to other people at the grassroots.
Yeah.
There are poets that are way better than many of us.
Yeah.
But they just don't have the opportunities to showcase their talent or to speak up. There's power in being present. I'm showing up. I'm making sure I do all I can. You get? I'm not looking at the paper. I'm looking at the impact my art is doing. You understand? So at the end of the day, when you put this thing aside, self-doubt, criticism from the people, believe me, the sky will be the starting point, not the limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All I want to say is, thank you. Meeting you at Mission Manifest, and then the dream come true, because you coming up on the show, like, thank you so much. That was so good. You did well up there and all that. And something like, wow, this is okay. And then, massive shout out to you, because this is like if I was so saying on it.
Let's go.
Yes. Maziwa Uganda Zabu, so I proclaim the Ugandan creative space for being, what we call social inclusion. Very, very important.
Yeah.
You get?
As we should. I think we should.
Very, very important. Because you've seen me at Mitch's Manifest, you've seen me at Chill Monday, you've seen me at Spoken, you've seen me in many of the whatever. You get? Even sometimes when I speak Ugandan, people think I'm Ugandan. But they can look all of the fact that people have gotten with open arms. So at the end of the day, is your poet, is your a writer, please get out and be present. There's power in being present. Because now I'm sitting with my favorite podcaster, Edna. No one.
Yes.
No one.
Tell us where we can find your work. So everyone is like, where can are you on social media? Are you on YouTube?
Coming to the socials, Dut Jessino on all media platforms.
Okay, so Instagram,
X,
okay.
X, Twitter, not your X.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then TikTok.
Oh God.
Facebook.
All right. Thank you for coming too, man. Thank you for your work. Shout out.
tujaza bakabiwa neva conversation osobola omanya n'okuyiga ye intention ati wali talina recognition nga tabavubuka bamukola tulina mission ARTSY kati girabenga platform egenda okuteeka artist gwe ku form sibyakubuuza mbuno gwe owasaddi ziri interviews babuuza ofumbirwa ddi tujaza bakabiwa neva conversation osobola omanya n'okuyiga ye intention ati wali talina recognition